Hello YouTubers, this is CJ Hot Wheels. Well, today is going to be Throwback Friday. Well, on this video I'm going to showcase a bunch of old Golden Age Matchbox cars that I've had for pretty much over a year. I haven't showcased them yet, so I figured I'd make a video and show you my collection. But before I get on to that, I'm going to show you a couple of cars that I found within the last couple of days. And, you know, I just wanted to showcase these. I haven't showcased them, and they're worthy enough to make a video for. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first two I'm going to show you I found recently at Dollar Tree. They're some newer Matchboxes that I haven't found until that day. So, here's the International. It's just simply known as the International, but it's an International Armored Truck, the full name. It's white, plastic. You can tell that the body's plastic. White really reveals the plastic, as well as other bright colors like yellow and red and orange. It's got a blue metal base, of course. So it's pretty nice. Wasn't too crazy about it at first, but when I saw it in person, I had second thoughts. And this one's really cool. Got the MBX moving van. It's a, I think this is a, well, I know it's a generic, but it kind of looks like a Japanese truck cab. And then it's got the box on the back. But what's really interesting about this, that's the Matchbox logo written in Japanese. That is so cool. I like that. But it's been a while since we've seen this casting. I think it's been 5 years since we last saw this. Now it's back, in a really nice livery too. I don't think there's ever been a bad livery of this truck, so pretty cool. I like that. And then the next two I found today at Walmart. They're part of the newer batch. Let's see. I got the fairly new casting, the 013 Ford Cargo tractor trailer in blue. Pretty cool. Very nice looking tractor trailer, if you ask me. This is a South American based cab. You won't find these in the States. But it's really nice. I like it. Good job, Ford. Doing something right. But now I got a new casting. Got the 015 Dodge Ram 1500 National Parks Forest Ranger police truck. Pretty sweet. It's got the push bar in the front with the little light bars. Well, at least according to the artwork, if it was actually detailed, it would have the built-in little siren lights. It's got the light bar on the roof molded into the window piece. Pretty cool. Got the traditional mint green color. Yeah, for years Matchbox has been releasing National Parks Forest Ranger livery trucks and SUVs. Yeah, it's some bad ones, but for the most part they were really nice. I mean, I wasn't really into it when I was a kid, but this one is really nice, and since, you know, it's decent. I like the Ram. I've always liked the Rams. But, yeah, I like it. And then, also at Walmart, I found this really interesting Hot Wheel error. It's on the M-Case release Custom 69 Volkswagen Squareback recolor. But look at the rear end. Look at how jacked up that is. And that is the rear bumper underneath the car. It's disassembled and it's completely jacked up. Look at that. Got into a big accident, looks like. But that's pretty cool. It was right on the front too, so you couldn't miss it. Alright, now to get on to the Golden Age Matchbox. Okay, so the Golden Age. This is defined as the time from 2005 to 2011 when Matchboxes were at, well, their golden age. They were making all sorts of really nice passenger vehicles, sports cars, classic cars, maybe a sprinkle of muscle cars. You know, they had some really nice generic looking cars because generics make up pretty much most of the Matchboxes, especially lately. But during the Golden Age, they were realistic looking generics. They were generic, you know, like generic police cars, generic tanker trucks, generic off-road SUVs that looked fairly decent. They looked real, but nowadays they don't look real anymore. I mean, they've gotten carried away. But yeah, so that was the whole lineup. You would have really nice licensed vehicles in stock form, and then you would have some decent looking generics that didn't completely make up the entire lineup, which was nice. It was nice and it was even. But I'm going to show you the ones that I have bought on eBay last year. I was on a craze where I would buy some Golden Age Matchboxes. I kind of stopped lately, but I don't know, I'm starting to get back in the rhythm of doing that, maybe buying one or two here and there. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So a lot of these are going to be from 06 to 08. And here's the 07 first edition Lotus Exige in yellow. Pretty sweet. I remember they had a lime green version not too long after this one, but this one's the better one. I like it in yellow. Blacked out 10 spokes. Pretty sweetie sweet. The blisters are pretty mint. See, I like this artwork. It's nice and simple. I mean, sure, these are generics right here, but you would have a generic off-roader, which looks like a Land Rover Defender, a generic dump truck, a 3-axle dump truck, and then a generic sports car right here. This would be the artwork from late 2006 up until 2007, and then 2008 it was slightly redone. But the shape is the same. The shape would be the same, you know, and the labeling right here, the name of the car, the collector number, the series, all that stuff is the same. It's just this, the focal point of the package got slightly redone. But this is really nice. All right, next up we got the 06 first edition, 1961 Jaguar E-Type in red. Pretty sweet. It even has a red base. But oh yeah, I always like first editions, and this is my theory. I mean, people could argue about this, but this is just me. I'm gonna express my opinion. This is a free country, so I can say whatever I want, no matter if someone likes it or not. But this is my theory. The first edition is usually the best edition. If you're looking at either Hot Wheels or Matchbox, whenever they release a first edition of a car, no matter what it is, but for most adults, they pay attention to the licensed cars, the muscle cars, sports cars, and so on. They don't really pay attention to the fantasy cars. But whenever they release a first edition of a really nice car, like a muscle car or whatever, the first edition is usually the best edition. It's usually released in a stock form, decent set of wheels, so on. And then afterwards, that's when they can go crazy and then add a bunch of wacky-tacky graphics or just deck it out in something decent or tacky. But that's just me. The first edition is usually the best edition. So, like this one here. This is definitely a really nice edition of the Jaguar E-Type. And the last one too, the Lotus. Next up, got an 08 first edition. Chevy Corvette ZR1 in metallic blue, pretty sweet. And this is just one of the many cars that has the traits of a really nice Golden Age Matchbox. I've said it many times on this channel already, but I'm going to say it again. So you got a stock paint job, all right, front and rear detailing, side mirrors, a decent set of wheels, and pretty good proportions. Not all their proportions are correct. Like the Corvette here, I mean, this one seems a little bit too big. It seems too tall. It sits too tall and it's too wide. Or actually, no. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at it, it looks a little bit narrow. When the actual Corvette ZR1 is lower and it's wider. But overall, it looks really nice. And I was talking about the package redesign. Here, I'm going to show you it in comparison. See, this is just from the year before. This would be the 06 to 07 package, and this is the 08 package. And this package design only lasted for 1 year. What they would do is, since this is a sports car, they would show a car that's related to that car type, which in this case is a sporty roadster right here, convertible. It's not real, but and then if you have like an off-roader vehicle, it would show a generic off-road truck on the package instead. And if it's like a construction or emergency response vehicle, it would show something relevant to that kind of car. So and they would do that on up until 2009. They just redid the cars, the generic cars, and then in 2010 they got redesigned. 2011, yeah, they go through a lot of redesigns. But so that was just my little comparison there. Then we got the 08 First Edition 69 Cadillac Sedan Deville in brown. Really nice. Pretty cool. I definitely used to have this one when I was a kid. There's a lot of these I used to have when I was a kid. Not all of them, but this one was one of them. Pretty nice. Next up, 08 Matchbox 2000 Chevy Corvette convertible. Pretty cool. Got the detailed turn signals, even though they're white on the car, but really the actual lights are orange. The actual headlights are folded down. See that? They got the pop-up headlights, which are non-existent in this day and age. Got the traditional round tail lights up until 2014 when the Corvette got a completely new overhaul. Now the taillights are square, which I don't like. I like the round taillights. Pretty cool. But yeah, this is really nice. Alright, next up, 08 Matchbox Dodge Charger. Pretty awesome. This is the civilian version because they had a civilian and a police version of this car. This would be the civilian in a lime green with a blacked out hood, which is pretty awesome. Front and rear detailing, got the simple headlights and taillights. Decent set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spoke wheels. Nice mint blister for being an 8-year-old package. Got another first edition. Got the Morgan Aero Max, which is a very interesting car. It's purposely designed to look like a 1930s roadster. This is a British company, Morgan. I'm not sure if they still make Morgans, but they're a very underrated car company. But this is at the time, a brand new 08 Morgan Aero Max, but it looks like a 1930s car, doesn't it? Like a 1930s race car or something. And that was the whole idea. Pretty interesting. Next up, we got an 08 Matchbox Jaguar XK in burgundy. Pretty cool. Another nice British car. Yeah, the Brits are very well known for their high-end sports cars and luxury cars. So, and this would be considered both. It's both sporty and luxurious. So, it's a twofer. And then, one of my favorites, and it's also the favorite of the head of the Lamley blog, which I believe his name is John Lambert. I'm pretty sure that's his real name, John Lambert, who is in charge of the posting on lamleydlm.blogspot.com. This is his favorite too. It's the 06 Matchbox First Edition Audi RS6 Avant in blue. He loves wagons. He's mentioned in a couple of his articles that he just absolutely adores wagons because he grew up in the days of wagons. You know, during his childhood, he grew up with all these old wood-paneled station wagons, and whenever he sees one, it brings back nostalgic memories, and he'll grab any that he can, which I wouldn't blame, because I would if I were in that kind of situation too. But I'm part of the millennium generation when wagons were just starting to fade from popularity. That's when SUVs came into popularity, and they're still very popular. And but yeah, this is awesome. This is a really nice wagon, because wagons typically are ugly. They're not the best looking cars, but this one is nice because it comes from Germany, which focuses on precision, quality, luxury, and sportiness and really nice styling that never goes out of date. But, so yeah. Next up we got an 06 Matchbox Chevy Corvette C6. Pretty sweet. Nice gray color. The plate is a little out of alignment there. It's not perfectly in the middle, but you get that all the time from both companies. You got misprints, but it's no big deal anyway. This wheel is really not used that much. I'm not sure what it's called. I think, what is it, like a saw blade wheel? Or is that more the flower wheel? I don't know. But this is a wheel that's not used anymore. It's probably because it's a little dated looking. But I remember in 2007, Matchbox released this wheel. This would be their most common wheel, the 10-spoke, which looks really nice. It looks decent on pretty much all their cars. And here's one of them. This is the 08 Matchbox First Edition 07 Ford Shelby GT500 Convertible, which I definitely used to have when I was a kid. This thing's awesome. It's got the front all decked out, but nothing on the back. But this is a red car, so the headlights are kind of already painted, you know, already detailed because they're red. But pretty sweet. But yeah, this would be their common wheel right here, the 10-spoke, seen on almost all of Matchbox's passenger vehicles now. Whatever they have. I mean, there's not much, but then we got an 08 Matchbox 70 Chevy El Camino in blue. Pretty cool. Haven't seen this casting in a while. I think the last release of this was in, I don't know, like a 10-pack or 5-pack. I don't know, it's been a long time. This is pretty cool. And I remember that, oh yeah, speaking of wheels, while I'm on the topic of wheels, this wheel, the tri-spoke, was released in 2006. You know what? I said 2007 was the year of the 10-spoke? No, I'm wrong. 2006 was the year of the 10-spoke. And this was the same year too. The tri-spoke, 3-spoke, but it's commonly known as the tri-spoke wheel. It's an old school style wheel. It's made purposely to look like an older wheel type, so that way they can use it on their classic cars, or sometimes their city service vehicles. It can fly, you know, that wheel style. But yeah, so Matchbox definitely, you know, was experimenting with new wheel types during that year. But next up, we got an 07 Matchbox Porsche 911 GT3 on an 08 blister pack. Because I think in late 2007 they were releasing 2007 leftovers or carryovers on these new packages. Kind of like how they always do it. But this is really nice. This is the very first edition because this car has been used so many times. It's been used almost every single year since its release. I think for 2015, did we have a release of this car? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But for a long time, every single year, this car was used. It's kind of getting old, though. I want a new Porsche. So, next up, we got an 07 First Edition Austin Minivan. Pretty cool. Hot Wheels just released their own version not too long ago. But this is the better one, obviously. I like this one a lot. The very first one. Got a auto parts and service livery. Kicking it old school, too. A 65, I believe. Awesome minivan. Front all detailed out. Nothing on the back, though. But they're tiny little taillights anyway, so you're not missing a whole lot. Now, this is nice. I mean, people could say this is a boring car. It's just like your typical luxury car, but this is really nice. It's the 07 First Edition Lexus GS 430 in gold. This thing is sweet. I don't know, there's just something about this car that I really, really like. And I definitely used to have this one when I was a kid. Love all the detailing, of course. Got the tail lights all decked out, headlights, grille, everything. It's just really nice and clean. Got the sunroof. It's a really nice car. And the package is not perfect. It's got some veins here and there, but who cares? But, because you're really focused on the car itself, but I don't know, there's just something about it that I really, really like. And I'm glad I have it because there's none listed on eBay at all. Just the green 55th anniversary edition, really. Got an '08 first edition, 75 Volkswagen Thing. Pretty cool in yellow. Decked out in yellow with all the, got the traditional front and rear detailing, and even has California plates on it. Because that was another trait that Matchbox did. They would sometimes release license plates, typically from California. They didn't go release cars from every state, just California. Probably because that's where they're based from. That's where Mattel's headquarters are. But next up, got the '06 Mainline Porsche 911 Turbo. Pretty cool. This isn't the first edition, but it's a really nice one. Nice light blue. Got the headlights, got the taillights, got a what looks like almost like a copper interior. Pretty cool. Sweet. And this is on an '07 package. And then last but not least, the Peppa. Porsche Cayenne Turbo. So. But it's also known as the Peppa, too. Probably because of Cayenne, because that's the name of a spice. But, and this SUV sure is spicy. This is Porsche's first SUV, I believe. This was their very first SUV, first made in 2004, I believe. Oh, yeah. So I was mentioning about wheels. This is another new wheel that they made for 2006. It's the Sport Utility 6-spoke wheel, which is pretty much the... where's that other 6-spoke wheel? I had one. It was made... Oh, here it is. See, you would have this 6-spoke wheel right here. This would be used on a lot of passenger vehicles like this one. But then you would have a more utilized version of it, mainly used on SUVs and trucks right here. So that's pretty cool. So there you have it. That's just a few. That's the majority of my collection. I have more scattered here and there, but I figured, this covers pretty much most of them. But I just really wanted to show you those since I haven't showcased them at all, and they're worthy. They're really nice Golden Age Matchboxes. This should convince Matchbox to step up their game and make a lot more of these cars again. But, they're already recovering. It's not like they're not doing anything at all, but they just really need to get back into the rhythm of making these kind of cars again. Making it even. Just splitting the main line evenly. You have a nice set of realistic cars, all licensed vehicles, and then decent looking generic vehicles like it used to be. But anyway, that's it. Take care and happy collecting.